Shalom, shalom. All praises be unto the Most High. So in my last video, I talked about to refrain from covenant breakers, those who break covenant. And I gave you about 3 characteristics of those who are covenant breakers, okay? Now I want to help you understand what unholy alliances are. Many of us probably already know what it is. Some of us may not be too sure. So I'm going to just cover it and why it's important that we don't have any unholy alliances, okay? Now, at the beginning of this series, dealing with relationships, I was bringing up 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14, where we're basically told, from 14 all the way down to verse 18, to basically come away from those things that are unclean, right? We shouldn't share in any fellowship or any union with anything that's outside of the Most High's order, his law, his statutes, his commandments, things of that nature. So an unholy alliance, what is an alliance? An alliance here, and I'm gonna just pull from my notes, an alliance according to law, right? According to law, alliance is the relation or union between persons or families contracted by intermarriages, affinity. It's the state of being allied, okay? Now, according to international law, it would be considered a union, an association, or a confederation. Now, in most cases, and you can actually precept this in the book of Maccabees, First Maccabees, in many cases, you find out that a lot of these unions or these associations are formed for the purpose of obtaining protection, mutual assistance, or to repel hostile attacks. So my question to you would be, if you find yourself entertaining the idea of, joining a partnership or intermarrying or anything, right? As far as relationship is concerned, with one that we know or with anyone that we know is anti what we believe, could it be because you covet something that they may be able to offer you, such as protection or some type of provision, right? A lot of times these desires that we have, and I talked about this in a video way before this segment, that these desires can cause us to transgress the laws of the Most High, especially when it comes to that of living a Qadash life, a holy life, right? The Most High told us that we are to live holy, for he is holy, to be set apart, even as he is set apart. And when we have unholy alliances, it's literally saying that we're entering into an agreement or covenant that has not been set aside, that has not been a part of our portion, that is not a part of our inheritance, that is not a promise, that is not in accordance to the will of the Most High Yah. Okay, so anything outside of his will is anti his will, right? It's simple and plain. And so when we find ourselves entering into relationships with people who are outside of the Most High's will, right? They advocate for things, excuse as I fix my light, they advocate for those things that are not pleasing unto the Most High. And so what happens is, because we're in fellowship with them, we become desensitized to the things of the Most High, and we start making allowances through these alliances for the things that's not pleasing unto the Most High. And these things is very dangerous, right? We talked about it in 2 Timothy chapter 3, right? That in these last days, that we're going to come in contact with many different characteristics, so many different personalities, so many different mindsets that go totally against the holiness of the Most High, right? And one of those things is dealing with being lovers of pleasures rather than being lovers of Yah. For we know, according to 1 John chapter 5, if we say that we love the Most High, then we'll do what? We'll keep his commandments. Okay, that's just point blank, simple and plain, right? We can't get around it. If we say that we love the Most High, right, then we will keep his commandments. We know that we love the children of the Most High when we actually what? Keep his commandments. And so to be a lover of pleasures, if you love pleasures more than you love the Most High, then you'll find yourself entertaining the idea and even entering into alliances for the sake of comfort, for the sake of pleasure, for the sake of whatever it is that your heart desires. And this has always been an issue, especially amongst the children of Yasharal, because either they covet what the other nations have, or they look upon the women, or they look at the men and things of this nature, and they fall out of covenant with the Most High. And they start pursuing those things that the Most High never desired for them, never willed for them to have. Okay? And so I want to say to you, make no unholy alliances, right? The Most High has a purpose and he has a plan for us, right? Individually as well as corporately. And it's our duty to find out what the will of Yah is for us. You can read that in Ephesians chapter 5, verses 16 to 17, right? Let us redeem the time, making the most of every opportunity, not being unwise, not being foolish, making the same foolish decisions that we used to make, but let us become wise, walking circumspectly, finding out what the will of the Most High is. Okay, and we must do that even when it comes to relationships. We have to do it, because if we are not careful, we'll find ourselves in that same whirlwind that the Most High pulled us from when he brought us into this truth, when he brought us into this awakening. Don't allow a moment of necessity, a moment of desperation, a moment of loneliness cause you to miss the mark. Don't allow those seasons in your life to make you entertain the idea of forming an unholy alliance, because we do understand that the days are drawing nigh. And I know it's been said time and time again, but we never know when our personal day is to come. And we want to be found perfect in the eyes of the Most High by doing what he instructed us to do. And one thing that he told us, and I said this earlier on in this segment, he told us to be holy. That is our standard. That is our identity. For what is the whole duty of man but to fear Yah and to keep his commandments? And one of his commandments is that we should not be in any type of unholy alliance. Shalom.